The ordinary get old, and the greatest never grow old. They get antique. In this episode, I take you through some of the best unforgettable classic cars that gave birth to today's successors. Antique cars are the foundation of today's best automakers. Today, this channel also pays tribute to some of the automakers that have been in the industry for longer than a century. Thanks for their conditional, priceless efforts that they have invested in how people and goods are transported. Welcome to Auto Tech Talk. Please like, comment, and if you're new, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do not miss out on anything, right here on Auto Tech Talk. We first start off by giving thanks to 106 years of BMW. We review the Bmw CS, which was manufactured on behalf of BMW by Carman between December in 1968 and December 1971. The CS simply stands for Coupe Sports. The CSI was further added. It consisted of the Bosch D Jetronic fuel, and only 8,144 were produced. This model has an E9 code on it. It was very successful in the European Touring Car Championship. Now to the 2800 CS model, which replaced the 2000C and the 2000 CS in 1968. New on the 2800 CS was the extension of the wheelbase to allow the engine bay to be long enough to accommodate the new straight-six engine, codenamed M30. The front style of the vehicle was restyled to resemble the E3 sedan. The 2800 CS was then replaced by the 3.0 CS and the 3.0 CSI in 1971. The 3-liter CSI produces 149 kilowatts at 5,500 RPM. Transmissions that were available were a 4-speed manual and a 3-speed automatic. The 3L CSL was introduced in May 1972, which was the homologation model for the European Touring Car Championship. 1,265 of them were built. The L in the CSL abbreviation stands for light, unlike in other BMW models where it meant long. Lightness on the CSL was achieved by using thinner steel to build the body unit and removing some trim and soundproofing. Contrary to that, the CSL models that were exported to the UK were heavier due to the order's request to retain the soundproof electric windows and stock E9 bumpers. And we close up the part of the BMW history talk with the Bmw E12. The E12 is a rear-wheel drive car that was in production from 1972 to 1981 and replaced the saloon models of the BMW New Class range. Initial models were powered by 4-cylinder engines, using either a carburetor or fuel injection. No M5 model was available for the E12, but the E12 M535i is considered to be the predecessor to the M5. Up next, we celebrate 113 years of Audi, founded by August Horch on July 16, 1906. It's a pity that the company, when it was first established, could not take its founder's name for competitive reasons. The unique story behind Audi's badge is that each ring represents the 4 companies that came into partnership, namely Audi, DKW, Horch, and Wanderer. Both Audi and Horch were founded by August Horch. The Horch Company was founded in Cologne on November 14, 1899. DKW was founded in 1902 in Chemnitz. It initially specialized in manufacturing exhaust steam oil separators for steam power plants, vehicle mudguards and lights, vulcanization equipment, and centrifuges of all kinds. DKW in 1916 experimented with the concept of a steam-driven motor vehicle, and in 1919 the company began manufacturing 2-stroke engines. Wanderer was founded in 1888 by 2 mechanics, Johann Baptist and Richard Adolf, and they were a bicycle repair shop in Chemnitz. They finally went into car production in 1913. And now, introducing you to one of Audi's classics that took its name high, the Audi 80 B1 series. It was launched in 1972 with new sophisticated technical features such as a new series of OHC engines and self-stabilizing steering roll radius. The Audi 80 project was successful, which is evident by the fact that 1 million of them were produced and sold before its production was later discontinued. In 1974, Ferdinand Piëch was appointed as the new head of technical development. During the duration of his appointment, it was known as the Piëch era because of the drastic technical changes that occurred that positively impacted the company. In 1976, a 5-cylinder engine was produced. In 1979, Audi cars were turbocharged. In 1980, the Quattro AWD was implemented. The Audi Quattro made its debut in March 1980 at the Geneva Motor Show, and it represented a quantum leap in the new positioning of the Audi brand on the world stage. Again, in this era, during the introduction of the B80, the slogan "Vorsprung durch Technik" was born, and even today, it is still valid and embraces the tradition of Audi. Automobili Lamborghini is an Italian brand and manufacturer of luxury sports and SUVs in Sant'Agata Bolognese. Lamborghini is owned by Volkswagen through its parent company, Audi. Ferruccio Lamborghini is the founder of Lamborghini and established it in 1963 with the motive to compete with Ferrari. The company was distinct because of its rear mid-engine, rear-wheel drive layout. For the first decade, Lamborghini ran successfully until the 1973 worldwide financial crisis and oil crisis. In 1987, the American Chrysler Corporation took over and sold it to an investment group called Micom Setdico and the Indonesian group V-Power in 1994. In 1998, Micom Setdico and V-Power sold Lamborghini to Volkswagen, where it was placed under its parent control, Audi. That led to the introduction of the brand's new models in the market. One of Lamborghini's classic pieces is the Lamborghini Diablo. The Diablo is a mid-engine super performance car that was in production from 1990 to 2001 until it was replaced by the Murcielago. The Diablo was Lamborghini's first car to reach a top speed of 200 miles per hour. The Diablo is powered by a 5.7-liter V12 engine that can produce maximum power of 485 horsepower and 580 Nm of torque. Its power is also enhanced by its computer-controlled multi-point fuel injection. The Diablo can reach 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds. Looking at the weight of cars back then, this makes Lamborghini's craftsmanship so remarkable. The Lamborghini Countach is also one of Lamborghini's classic icons that were produced from 1974 to 1990. The Countach was famous for Lamborghini's sharp-angle Italian wedge design signature. Lamborghini continues to follow its tradition of naming its vehicles after fighting bulls because of its harsh, unremorseful fighting spirit on the road, and it's been in this battle for 59 years, and the battle still continues. Ferrari was founded by Enzo Ferrari in 1939. Ferrari is known to be the rival of Lamborghini. It is also involved in the production of luxury supercars. Ferrari produced its first model in 1940 under the Alfa Romeo race division named Auto Avio Costruzioni, and in 1947, for the first time, Ferrari models started having the Ferrari badge. In 1969, Fiat SPA acquired 10% of Ferrari, and in 1988, it extended its stake to 90%. In October 2015, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles announced its intentions to separate Ferrari from Fiat. Eventually, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles acquired the 90% stake. Fiat Chrysler Automobiles took 10% of their stake to an initial public offering, and the rest of the shares were distributed to the shareholders of the Fiat Chrysler Automobile, and 10% continuing to be owned by Piero Ferrari. One of Ferrari's first to be on the road with its badge is the 125S. The 125S is a rear-wheel drive, powered by a 1.5-liter 12-cylinder engine producing 88 kilowatts of power at 6,800 RPM. The engine delivers its power to the wheels by means of a 5-speed transmission. The maximum speed of the 125S is approximately 96 miles per hour. Another classic of Ferrari is the 212, which replaced the 166 and the 195 Grand Tours in 1951. Only 82 of them were produced according to records. Its engine is a 2.6-liter V12 married to a 5-speed manual transmission. And now I take you on the historical events of the French automobile manufacturer, Bugatti. Bugatti was founded by Ettore Bugatti in 1909. Ettore Bugatti was an Italian industrial designer. Back then, Bugatti cars were famous for their beauty and race victories. Famous Bugatti models include the Type 35 Grand Prix, Type 41 Royale, Type 57 Atlantic, and the Type 55 sports car. The Type 35 had the most race victories. It won over 1,000 races in its time. It took the Grand Prix World Championship in 1926 after winning 351 races and setting 47 records in the 2 prior years. The Type 35 won 14 races per week. Bugatti won the Targa Florio for 5 consecutive years from 1925 to 1929 with the Type 35. The Bugatti Royale was the luxury icon for Bugatti, built from 1927 to 1933. Its wheelbase is 169.3 inches and 251.96 inches in overall length. The luxury icon weighs approximately 7,000 pounds and uses a 12.76-liter straight-8 engine. When the Bugatti Royale is compared to the Rolls-Royce Phantom's 7th generation, the Royale is 20% longer and 25% heavier. This makes the Royale one of the largest cars in the world. Ettore Bugatti planned to manufacture 25 of these models, but due to the Great Depression, it did not even permit the richest to splurge, such as the European royal families. Eventually, Ettore could only sell 3 of the 7 that were built. According to records, 6 still exist to this day, and 1 got destroyed in a wreck. Type 57 Bugatti was designed by Jean Bugatti, the son of Ettore. The Type 57s were built from 1934 to 1940. 710 of them were made. Type 57s use a twin-cam 3.3-liter engine, producing 135 horsepower and 95 miles per hour. Some Bugatti models actually today are named in honor of their racing legends. Pierre Véron was a race driver alongside Jean-Pierre Willem in 1939, and they both managed to win the 24-hour Le Mans races. To honor the race legend, Bugatti named one of their modern vehicles after him. Louis Chiron was also Bugatti's legendary race driver, and Bugatti honored him with their modern sports coupe that has been in production since 2016, the Bugatti Chiron. Bugatti this year is celebrating its 113th birthday. Wrapping it up with the Italian luxury automobile manufacturer, the Maserati was established in 1914, February the 1st, in Bologna. Its headquarters are now in Modena. Maserati has been the subsidiary of Stellantis since 2021. Maserati was established by brothers that go by the names Alfieri, Bindo, Carlo, Ettore, and Ernesto. The Trident logo was designed by Mario Maserati and is based on the Fountain of Neptune in Bologna's Piazza Maggiore. It was considered a suitable logo because Neptune represents strength and vigor. In 1932, Alfieri passed. In 1937, the remaining brothers sold their shares in the company to the Adolfo Orsi family, who, in 1940, moved the company to Modena, where it remains to this day. Maserati built its 3,500 Grand Tourer from 1957 to 1964. According to stats, only 2,226 were produced. The 3500 GT is a powerful front engine and rear-wheel drive that is available in 2 transmissions, the 4-speed and 5-speed manuals. One of their other history icons is the Sebring, which was in production from 1962 to 1969. The Sebring was a 2+2 coupe. It was the successor of the 3500 GT. According to stats, 593 were produced. The Sebring got its name from Maserati's 1957 race victory at the 12 Hours of Sebring. Maserati this year celebrates its 108th birthday. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss out on anything right here on Auto Tech Talk.